brute, brute, brute.
This word refers to someone or something that is very strong, powerful, and often uncontrolled. It can also imply a lack of refinement or gentleness. Here is a sample sentence. The security guard was a brute, with thick arms and a menacing scowl that made even the most confident visitors think twice about causing trouble. In this example, brute refers to someone who is physically strong and intimidating.
Bubble, bubble, bubble.
It's something that forms on the surface of a liquid, like water or juice, when air gets trapped inside. It's usually round and can pop easily. Here is a sample sentence. The child blew a big bubble with her gum and watched as it floated away in the air.
Bucket, bucket, bucket.
It's a container, usually made of metal or plastic, that holds things like water or sand. Here is a sample sentence. She filled the bucket with water from the hose to wash her car. This sentence demonstrates how the word bucket can be used in context, referring to a container typically made of plastic or metal that is used to carry liquids.
Bud, bud, bud.
It's a small, early stage of growth or development that will eventually become something bigger. Here is a sample sentence. The small bud on the flower stem was just beginning to unfurl.
Budget, budget, budget.
It's an amount of money planned for something, like a project or a period of time. It helps you know how much to spend and stay within limits. Here is a sample sentence. The company's financial manager was tasked with creating a budget for the upcoming fiscal year, which included projected income and expenses.
Buffet, buffet, buffet.
A place where you can serve yourself food from a big selection, often with many different dishes to choose from. Here is a sample sentence. The hotel offered a delicious buffet with a wide variety of dishes, including salads, pasta, and desserts, for just $25 per person.
Bug, bug, bug.
It's a small living thing that can be found almost everywhere, often unwanted, and sometimes tiny enough to see only with special help. Here is a sample sentence. The tiny bug crawled across the kitchen counter, leaving behind a trail of crumbs.
Bulb, bulb, bulb.
It's a part of a plant that grows underground, storing energy for growth. Here is a sample sentence. The gardener carefully planted a new bulb in the ground, hoping it would bloom into a beautiful flower next spring.
Bulk, bulk, bulk.
It refers to a large or a substantial amount of something, often too much to handle or carry easily. Here is a sample sentence. The store offered a discount on bulk purchases of canned goods, allowing customers to buy 24 cans for the price of 20.
Bulky, bulky, bulky.
This word describes something that takes up a lot of space or is hard to carry because it's big and heavy. Here is a sample sentence. The large, heavy boxes in the moving truck were quite bulky and difficult to maneuver through the narrow hallway.
Wool, wool, wool.
This word refers to a strong, powerful male animal that is often used for breeding or fighting. It's also sometimes associated with being stubborn or uncooperative. Here is a sample sentence. The angry bull charged at the matador, its horns glistening in the sunlight.
Bulletin, bulletin, bulletin.
It's a short report or announcement about something that has happened or is happening, often to be shared with many people at once. Here is a sample sentence. The school principal read out the bulletin over the intercom, announcing the schedule for the upcoming parent-teacher conferences.
Bullion, bullion, bullion.
It refers to a large amount of valuable metal, like gold or silver, that is kept in its pure form, often stored away for safekeeping. Here is a sample sentence. The bank's vault was filled with gold and silver bullion, stacked neatly in bars and coins.
Lump, lump, lump.
It's a sudden, small movement or collision that happens when two things touch each other briefly. Here is a sample sentence. The car hit a pothole and gave me a bump on the head.
bunch, bunch, bunch,
A group of things that are together, often held or gathered by something else. Here is a sample sentence. She picked a big bunch of fresh flowers from her garden to put in a vase.
bundle, bundle, bundle,
It's a group of things tied or held together, often with strings or something similar. Here is a sample sentence. She carefully tied up the loose ends and created a bundle of fresh laundry to carry downstairs.
burdensome, burdensome, burdensome,
This word describes something that is heavy or difficult to handle, making you feel tired or stressed out. Here is a sample sentence. The heavy backpack was a burdensome load to carry up the steep hill. In this example, the word burdensome describes the backpack as being a weighty and tiresome thing to carry. It implies that the backpack is not only physically heavy, but also annoying or troublesome to deal with.
bureaucracy, bureaucracy, bureaucracy,
It's a system where many people with official jobs follow strict rules and procedures to make decisions, often taking a long time and involving many steps. Here is a sample sentence. The long wait and endless paperwork at the DMV office was a perfect example of the inefficiencies that often result from bureaucratic red tape. In this sentence, bureaucracy refers to the complex system of rules, regulations, and administrative procedures that can slow down or hinder progress.
burial, burial, burial,
It's when someone who has died is placed in the ground or a special container, usually with some ceremony or ritual, to be left there until they decompose. Here is a sample sentence. The family held a private burial ceremony on the hill overlooking the lake, surrounded by loved ones who had come to pay their respects.
bush, bush, bush,
It's a type of small tree or shrub that grows close to the ground, often with branches and leaves. Here is a sample sentence. The hikers pushed through the dense bush to reach the top of the mountain,